Okay, so last movie, we affected the highlights directly by using the exposure and recovery. And what we figured out was that recovery on this one actually did a better job of dealing with this without changing a bunch of stuff in our midtones and brighter highlights. So on this one, what we're going to do is we're going to work on getting some detail back into the shadow areas where we're starting to clip. Now, just like before, I'm going to turn this one off and I'm going to turn this clipping indicator on. I want to see where I'm clipping detail. And you'll see it's in these shadows in the trees. Now, whether or not those are very important details, that's to be figured out later. But for right now, we can actually start to pull those in because we want to get our best chance of having tones in here so that our creativity is bigger. Okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my fill light, and it's going to work similar to exposure. It's going to affect more of the shadowed area. And so I'm going to pull that over to the right now, and notice that clipping warning starting to recede away. I'm down to just clipping out blue, and I can pull this a lot way over. Now notice what's happening though. See how that's starting to look pretty bad? And over here, oh, all of a sudden I start to get a lot of color difference. Well, I want to change that. I want to pull those in, but I don't want to affect so much of that tonal difference there. This doesn't look good, okay? Though it may be more correct in theory, this isn't good. So let's pull this back over, and let's actually start with the black slider. In this case, because the blacks are too dark right now, what I want to do, I'm at 5, so I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'm going to take it all the way out. 5 clicks. Yeah, 5 clicks is, so setting this down to 0, it's nice that it gives me a little leeway to play with that. So that it pulls that spike, that big spike, off of the edge of the histogram, and so now we can get detail back in here. Then what I usually do is I use the fill light to just balance it out so it feels like the light is correct in there. And it doesn't need much, maybe 4 or 5, just so that it feels more balanced. Now, honestly, I might leave it down so that I have the deepness in the tones. And then in the next video, we're going to look at how to balance out the rest of it with the middle values of the graph in order to make things look correct.